Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For our opening words, they come from Reverend Monica Jacobson Tennyson. Welcome. What you bring, who you are, enriches us all. We say welcome to your joy, your hope, your pride. We say welcome to your grief, your fear, your anger, and the parts of you that are not yet ready to be seen and heard. Welcome to them as well. For we are a people of faith, a faith in our expansive welcome, faith in our ability to grow, faith in the precious gift of our truths, faith in the promise of trying, learning, changing, faith in our capacity to know ourselves and each other ever deeply. Welcome to you who are gay, straight, bi, pan, lesbian, queer, questioning, unable to be contained in any word. Welcome to you who are trans, cis, genderqueer, non-binary, intersex, agender, beyond words. Welcome to you who are human. Welcome to you who love and are loved. Welcome to you who are blessed, which is all of you. May this time together be a blessing. I now invite our song leaders up to lead us in our opening hymn, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. I also invite the congregation to stand in body or spirit and join together in singing our opening hymn, which may be found in the gray hymnal, number 361. We'll be singing all 5 verses. I'd like to officially welcome you to Buckman Bridge Unitarian Universalist Church, or BBUUC. My name is Alyssa Halliday, and I'm happy to be your worship leader today. I fell in love with this church 6 years ago. BBUUC is a church for all. No matter how you identify yourself or what path you follow, you are welcome here. We believe that everyone has a right to question, to wonder, and to find. Our faith calls us to honor interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, and justice, all through a fabric of love. As we are all navigating through this wondrous journey of life, I am grateful that you have chosen to be here with us today. I'd especially like to acknowledge any guests or newcomers that came out to join us on this wonderful Sunday. If you are a new visitor, we warmly welcome you to our beloved church. If you'd like to learn more about our church or Unitarian Universalism, we invite you to check out all of the literature on the welcome table near the entryway. If you're interested in becoming a member of our congregation, we offer regularly scheduled Learn About Us classes, and you can speak to our membership chair, Julie Smithers, who's happy to talk to you about our path to membership. For any questions, look for someone with a new Ask Me sticker on their name tag. We invite you to join us after the service for refreshments, including fair trade coffee and conversation, which can be found at the back of the sanctuary. In the spirit of our welcoming theme today, how wonderful to be able to celebrate new members joining our church today. At this time, I'd like to invite our president, Chuck Smithers, and membership chair, Julie Smithers, up to the pulpit to lead our new member ceremony.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Great to see all these nice, bright, smiley faces this morning. Today we have a special celebration with our newest members at Buckman Bridge Unitarian Universalist Church. And I'd like to call their names and have them join us up here on the stage, if we would. Mary Avery and Todd Avery, Wanda Frazee, Tony Piccolotti, Judy Holmes, Bruce Crystal, and David Perhofsky. We've had a particularly fine recruiting class this past quarter. And this is just a few, actually. We at Buckman Bridge Unitarian Universalist Church welcome you as new members of our community this morning. We have come to learn, play, work, and grow among us. Ours is a free fellowship. We have no creeds, and you are free to bring your ideas and beliefs to this fellowship, to share with others. I invite you to join with us in the search for meaning and purpose in life, informed by our individual beliefs and the traditions of Unitarian Universalism.
You have already signed our membership book. This morning, I invite you to celebrate that commitment. Joining Buckman Bridge Unitarian Universalist Church means being part of this gathered community, speaking out on the future of our congregation, offering and receiving the gifts of the Spirit, supporting others and being supported in return. Will you accept our gifts of fellowship, discovery, and service? Will you offer us your unique presence and gifts? Will you walk with us, sharing the joys and responsibilities of membership? If you join us in this mission and work, please say, I will.
I will.
Members of Buckman Bridge Unitarian Universalist Church, will you welcome these new members into our congregation? Will you reach out to them in friendship and be open to their unique gifts and perspectives? Will you extend a warm welcome to each of them, offering and receiving their spiritual companionship? Please rise as able and respond with the words printed in your order of service. We receive you with open hands and hearts. As you join us, we once again renew our own commitment to this religious community. We are proud and happy to have you among us. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You folks can be seated if you'd like. They don't? You can be seated. You have to stay here. I forget. We have to sing to you in a moment. So yeah, it's confusing. Becoming a member of this church is an important step, but it is only a first step. I charge you, our new members, to grow in your faith. I charge you to find and share your special gifts. Share your special gifts with us. Ours is a shared ministry. Each of us has a crucial role to play. We need you. We need your energy. We need your ideas. Give generously of yourselves, and your rewards will be great.
All right. Vicki, you want to get your singers?
We got our song leaders coming up, so.
We serenade you next.
Right, you get serenaded next. If everyone would remain seated and follow along with the words on the screen as we sing our hopes for our newest members.
All right, congratulations to our newest members, and we do warmly welcome you. As you use, we hold each other in covenant, which are the promises we make to one another and how we commune together. Our church covenant is printed in your order of service, and I invite you to speak the words aloud together in unison. Please join me. We covenant to engage one another with honesty, kindness, and respect, to value diversity, seek understanding of our differences, and practice gracious accountability with care, love, and empathy. We make these promises to those who are here and those yet to come, so that we may be a safe, welcoming, and beloved community of acceptance, learning, and transformation. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our call to worship. The words are printed in your order of service. We light our chalice each Sunday morning as a symbol of our faith. I'd like to invite Paul and Holly Petrilla up to illuminate our chalice. Our chalice words today are from Reverend Karen LeBlanc. This isn't just a place of worship. This isn't just a fellowship of like minds. This isn't just a Sunday morning filled with spirit and topped with coffee and cookies. This is our church, our congregation, where we are building a beloved community, where we are opening ourselves to each other, where we trust and love, rise and fall together. This is where we feel safe. This is where we know we are welcomed. This is where we belong. For this gift and so many others, we light our chalice. Thank you, Holly and Paul. Please remain seated and join me in singing our meditation hymn, number 391, Voice Still and Small. Eileen will play the song once through first, and then we'll join in singing it once. Victoria Weinstein reminds us that this congregation is a theologically diverse religious community with membership open to all who are in accordance with our principles, mission, and vision. We are an independent member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association, an association of approximately 1,000 congregations in this country and elsewhere in the world. Our congregation is entirely self-governed and financially supported by the voluntary generosity of our members and friends. To this end, let there be an offering to sustain the work of this beloved community. You can find giving envelopes in the hymnals. For those who prefer an alternative method, you can find the QR code in your order of service to donate, or go to the donate link on our website, bbuuc.org. Whether you choose to donate at this time or not, please participate in this ritual by passing the plate down your row and back to the next. After the offering is complete, please stand and body your spirit and sing our offertory hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. At this time, I'd like to invite our ushers for today, Kathy Sheffield and John Wrightington, to come forward to accept the offering. The morning offering will be gratefully received. I'm delighted to introduce to you today our very own Jennifer Bacmeister. Jennifer is a lay leader and member of the worship committee for almost as long as she's been a member, recently branching out into writing sermons. She's spoken at UU churches in Palatka and Huntsville, Alabama, as well as BBUUC. It is always great to have you in our pulpit, Jennifer.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is always a great day when we have a new member ceremony. I love that. And wait until you see the snacks we have for coffee hour. The kitchen team really goes all out, and that's how you know it's a big day. But as you graze through all the lovely goodies, you might think to yourself, how great would church be if the snacks were always of this caliber? Wouldn't that mean we'd have lots of new members? Wouldn't everybody want to join BBUUC then? Membership committee, I bet you didn't think of that, did you? Maybe that's a case of putting the creamer before the coffee or something like that. Don't get me wrong, snacks are important. However, we really need to get people not just in the front door. We need them to sit down and listen, and then leave, and then come back, and keep doing that. Lather, rinse, repeat, which are also the directions on the back of my shampoo bottle. Did you know Procter & Gamble actually came up with those instructions as a way to sell more shampoo? Twice as much if you follow their directions. It's a trick. Fight big shampoo. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, we need people. Our world vision is love, that everyone is loved for who and what they are, that Mother Earth is loved, that safety and sanity are the order of each and every day. We need people on our side, in our churches, and most importantly, on our committees to get this work done. Offering a great coffee hour and insight into the shampoo mafia isn't enough to keep people coming to our church. To address this situation, you will hear talk about radical hospitality. When I first heard the phrase, it sounded like we were weaponizing something. I can't think of too many other phrases where the word radical denotes a positive condition. Think radical mastectomy, radical politicians, free radicals in my food, and from my stepson's 11th grade geometry class, radical axes of circles. Great day. Am I now going to have to do geometry in church on Sunday morning? Unlike 11th grade geometry, radical hospitality is something we can all do. Now, I had never heard of radical hospitality until I came to Buckman Bridge. Of course, I was unchurched before, so it's probably either my fault or the devil's. Unitarian Universalism, although, doesn't have the market cornered on radical hospitality. Nobody seems to be taking credit directly for coining the term, but the idea actually derives from the teachings of Jesus, if you ask the Christians. There are lots of sermons and homilies and readings and generally educational narrative on the web about why we should practice radical hospitality and its foundations in Scripture, and some excellent examples from specific Christian churches and their professional clergy. Our own site, the Unitarian Universalist Association, the UUA site, also has a respectful amount of information about radical hospitality with slightly less Christian flavor. So what exactly is radical hospitality? In a nutshell, it means you go to great lengths to welcome the stranger into your group. You may even find, after a period of time, that your group's identity has changed, because as you drop your barriers to entry into the group, your group gets bigger and more diverse and better. And that's the point. Episcopal priest Cheryl Kujawa Holbrook wrote a really good descriptive article called Beyond Outreach, Worship, Justice, and Radical Hospitality. In it, she says, radical hospitality has not only social, but political and economic implications. It is the act of extending community beyond the margins to those unserved by church, synagogue, or mosque. Rather than limiting their public theology to outreach or charity that maintains the unjust distribution of power and resources, congregations formed in radical hospitality exercise a commitment to justice. This model seeks to transform both the believer and society as a whole. So what are some of the ways Buckman Bridge is practicing radical hospitality? You've seen some of this in action. Miss Francis and her various committees over the years have been known to stalk visitors to make sure they come back. We also tag visitors when they come in the door. We put a little paper tag on them so we know who to draft right away for committee assignments. We offer at least 8 different kinds of tea during coffee hour. Oh, and 2 kinds of coffee. We make new members stand in front of the congregation so we can sing at them so they know how welcome they are. And we make sure we offer plenty of sermons telling the congregation to straighten up and fly right, and how even if they're trying, they're not trying hard enough and they don't have it right yet. No, wait, that's not right. That's not how we do it. Ms. Francis and the membership and welcoming committees send kind and thoughtful notes to visitors, encouraging them to return and letting them know that they are welcome. But I still got to say, watch out for those. I got one of those more than 20 years ago, and look where I am now. Reaching out to a visitor to let them know that they are truly welcome and that they were seen for who they are is a form of radical hospitality. And I promise visitors with name tags, we won't draft you for a committee unless you really want to, because we have a list. What we do strive for is inclusivity, which is why we ask people for their names. How can I let you know the coffee is ready if I don't know your name? I mean, almost everybody here will respond to, hey, you. That's not helpful. We become more new user-friendly, too. Board members are identifiable by their differently colored name tags, and lots of people have that new Ask Me sticker that we heard Alyssa talk about. A person can't feel welcome if they don't know who can answer their questions, or at least point them towards the restrooms, our gender-inclusive restrooms, by the way. And we are working on spreading our welcoming message outside the church through our monthly Pennies from Heaven collection and supply drives throughout the year, and our congregational participation in iCare, which is a whole other service in and of itself. You will not find any fire and brimstone here. We have too much work to do to waste time on self-flagellation. Building a welcoming church community is a foundational step in building a welcoming world. The Reverend Cheryl, that I referred to earlier, was talking about the hospitality work being done in 2 particular congregations for her article, but religious institutions are not the only ones adopting the concept. How many of you have a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee, team, mission, whatever at your work, or something like that? A couple hands. So maybe some of you work at a progressive company that's been diverse, equitable, inclusive before it became trendy, in which case let me know if you're hiring. Trendy or not, DEI, as it's abbreviated, can be thought of as the non-religious arm of radical hospitality. So see, our work here to get everyone to see the inherent worth and dignity of all beings starting to catch on. It feels so strange for me to read the emails from our DEI council. They send them out company-wide about every other week. They're working hard to teach people vocabulary like, what does LGBTQ stand for, and what is a person of color? The DEI newsletters also talk about not assuming that people you work with have had the same experiences in life that you have had, and encourages employees to seek ways to make the workplace more welcoming. And I gotta admit, I feel like I'm ahead of the curve just because I'm a UU. My work team became diverse almost overnight. And I want to tell you, for some of the team, it's been hard to be welcoming, although it's not their intent. We went from 3 white men over the age of 35, 1 black male engineer, and me, led by another white male, to 2 men and 4 women, led by that same white male. And of the women, 2 are women of color, 2 are immigrants, and 1 is overtly Muslim. I don't know if that's the right way to say that. She wears a hijab. So overtly Muslim? I don't think that's offensive. If you're offended, see me later. I'll apologize. Her name is Faye. And it's not that people don't want to be welcoming. It's that they don't know how, and they're just not used to working or even interacting with people who are visibly not like them. My boss told Faye to meet him at our old building downtown. Faye got caught in traffic and called the boss to tell him she was running late. His reply was, and I quote, "Roger that, and I'll see you when you get there." Faye finally arrives on site, and after a few minutes, she asks where Roger is. Boss man had to explain that "Roger that" is a commonly used term that originated from the U.S. military, and it means "I understand." Roger that is not one of our coworkers. Faye understands now, and boss man understands that not everyone who works for him has had the same experiences for their background. And I think they should put that story in the DEI newsletter, but Faye and my boss probably don't want that out there. But the work we do as part of our congregation will spread to the world at large, and that's a good thing. Marilyn Sewell is the Minister Emerita of the First Unitarian Church of Portland, Oregon. In one of her sermons about radical hospitality that's available online, she talks about a grandmother worried about her young granddaughter. The granddaughter is starting kindergarten as the only white child in her class. The grandmother, although she was concerned, she's pleased after the first day of school to find out her granddaughter fit in readily, easily made new friends, and was generally happy in her school environment. And while the conversations about why her friends get free lunches and why they come to school early and stay late because they take advantage of the after-school care programs, the grandmother's comment was, "It is often our fears as adults that can muddy the waters for these young people who already know how to love." I believe the young people are watching us practice radical hospitality. We may have learned it and are still learning it, don't give up now, in church, but the ideology transcends religion and creed. It's not yet time to sit back and have a lemonade in the shade of trees we did not plant. We still have trees to plant. And there are some weeds in the garden that need to be removed at the root, but the seeds of peace, justice, and unity that we have been sowing all these years are finally starting to bear fruit, which will be served at coffee hour between the mini cupcakes and the carrots and hummus. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. I'd like to invite our song leaders back up to lead us in our closing hymn, number 346, "Come Sing a Song with Me." I also invite the congregation to stand in body or spirit and join together in singing our closing hymn, which may be found in the gray hymnal. That's number 346, and we'll be singing all 4 verses. When we are finished, please remain standing for the benediction and the chalice extinguishing. Please remain standing for the benediction. I'd like to call Paul and Holly back up, please, to extinguish the chalice as I read these words from Reverend Dr. David Breeden. Let's be the welcome we crave. Open hearts, arms outstretched. Let's embody radical welcome, unquestioning love. Let's be the welcome we crave, deeply hearing voices and hearts. Let's be the welcome we crave, enriching, understanding. Let us embody the community we crave. May it be so. Blessed be. Thank you for being with us today.